What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined today by the man, Sean Petrucci. How we doing, Sean?
Doing well. How you doing?
Listen, I can't complain as usual. But today I do want to talk about Jasson Dominguez and kind of where he's starting off his minor league career with the Yankees. However, before we do get into that, everyone be sure, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season, so stay tuned for that content. But listen, we kind of have news as far as Jasson Dominguez Yankees minor league debut, right? It was announced that he's going to be assigned to extended spring training camp. Now I guess that it's kind of not a shocker that he's not going to be inserted directly into AA, for example, to start off his career. I think extended spring training camp might be kind of the best option for him right now, only because, like we always say, he's an 18-year-old kid. He's never faced minor league pitching before, and I guess extended spring training could be a good place for him and the Yankees to kind of get a grasp on where his level of competition is at right now, right?
Yeah, this is the perfect spot to start him out as because, like you said, he hasn't faced major league pitching. I guess if you want to count like minor leagues with that. So and the best case scenario, he tears it up and he finds his way up to low A next. Would that be?
I would assume low A Tampa would probably be
Yeah,
the next move for him. Because that's also where Austin Wells is going to begin his Yankees
excited
career
to
as
see what he
well.
does too.
So could you imagine Austin Wells and Jasson Dominguez both in Tampa? That would be,
Dude,
bro. That would
if they,
be
if they
lineups
if they
to
make
see.
their way up to high A and the Renegades, man, to go out there and watch a game.
No, I know, and that's kind of the thing. So I think looking at Dominguez's progression so far, many are expecting him to possibly even be in the majors 2022, 2023. It's crazy to think
Uh,
about, especially that he's starting 2021 in rookie ball. But I think Juan Soto kind of went on the same path. Could be wrong, but I believe within 2 years of making the major leagues, Juan Soto started off in rookie ball. So it's not that ludicrous to think that Jasson Dominguez could rise up the ranks pretty quickly. But I think after his stint in extended spring training camp, the Yankees are probably going to get a grasp on whether he's going to start off at low A in Tampa, or I would say if he really tears it up in extended spring, maybe, just maybe he starts off in high A.
I don't think they would skip low A. I think if there were to be a tier to be skipped in his minor league progression, it'd be Triple A. Would
I would
probably
say
be
so.
Triple A. Would be because if you tear it up in Double A and like you're just above and beyond because it's happened before. We've seen it. Pretty sure Soto did it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is with the Yankees is I'm just expecting a very slow progression, regardless of how he tears it up, because like he's 18. They don't need him right now, but in 2 to 3 seasons, let's just say Aaron Hicks just keeps like regressing and he's really, really bad. Dominguez is 21. He's dominating in Double A. Would not be shocked if he's up here.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either. But listen, Sean, I know you're going to find this comment a little bit humorous, but Kevin Reese, the Yankees senior director of player development, he had a little quote about Jasson Dominguez that I want to read to you. Everything that we've seen from this kid, he's super talented, but he hasn't played a game here yet, which I full-heartedly agree with. But the second half of the comment kind of throws me off a little bit. It's hard to help him manage those expectations because he's not going to show up tomorrow and perform like Mike Trout or Aaron Judge or Brett Gardner.
See that just sounds like a tweet that would come from a parody account.
Bro, it's a little bit strange because of one of two things, right? One, how do you just mention Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, and then in that same conversation you say Brett Gardner? I mean, we don't want him coming up and performing like Brett Gardner, to be completely honest with you. If you're gonna mention Brett Gardner, I would say that's like the low bar for him. Be like,
Floor.
well, we don't want him to come up and be as bad as Brett Gardner, right? I mean,
Yeah.
bro, to put Brett Gardner in the same class as Mike Trout and Aaron Judge, excuse me?
I hope that was said with a grin and I hope that was it was supposed to be humorous because there's no way you could be serious and have Mike Trout and Brett Gardner in the same sentence
No,
being like
bro,
held at the same regard,
it
if you will.
had to be a joke. But I mean, listen, for the most part, I definitely agree with his comments for sure. We say this all the time. Obviously, Jasson Dominguez is super talented, like an unreal talent. But we also have to remember he has not played a game of professional baseball yet. So for all the people saying like, "Oh, he's definitely going to be in the major leagues by next season," or he's definitely going to be up in 2021, just have him skip the minor leagues. It's an unreal thing to think about, just because like you don't know what to expect from him. Obviously, we can guess that he's going to come in and just rake like other people kind of in his class, like a Juan Soto type. But obviously, at the end of the day, everyone's different, and we don't know the trajectory that he's going to go down, right?
Yeah, and there's no reason to rush. Like I said, there's no reason to rush him because like if you rush him too much, you can end up ruining his career in a way because like if you start him out too high and he gets dominated, it's a step back that like it just doesn't need to be the move doesn't need to be made. So I think just people's expectations need to simmer down a little bit. And I think once he starts playing like this minor league ball, I think the expectations will be normal. Like right now, obviously we get excited when we see his BP, but once he starts facing this real pitching, I think that's when people can really just be like, okay, let's just let this kid work.
Yeah, and listen, I'm actually interested not only to see his on-field performance, but I'm interested to see like the mentality that he brings to the field, right? Because like you said, like we don't necessarily know too much about Jasson Dominguez right now, other than like watching him hit the ball in batting practice or like flip tires or whatnot. I'm excited to see the personality that he brings to the field and kind of the charisma that he plays with. I want to see whether he goes out in extended spring training and then wherever he gets assigned to after that, and whether he plays like an 18-year-old that seems like he's overmatched at times, or he plays like a 25-year-old who's already been in the league for 20 years, because it can go either way. We've seen it with guys his age before, how confident they are in the box. And based on what we've seen, there's no reason to believe he won't be extremely confident.
Yeah, I think my biggest worry with this kid isn't his talent. We obviously know his skill set's going to be there. The potential, like the sky's the limit with him. I think the Yankees are very aware of the hype around him, so they're going to be very, close with him when it comes to just his mindset. Because you do not want him getting too full of himself, and you don't want him being like, oh, look what these people think of me. I need to live up to this right away. Like you don't.
Yeah,
You
I'd
really
agree.
don't. I just hope that he's going to develop like any average minor league player, just like the same. Like, don't treat him differently.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm so excited to see him, because I want to see how he's going to handle all of this.
Hmm.
The media is going to be on top of him 24/7. He's going to have all the bright lights. He's probably going to be filling up minor league ballparks with people just
Oh yes.
trying to see him.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a lot for him to handle as an 18-year-old. It's going to be interesting. But like you mentioned before, I want to make sure that the Yankees don't rush him, because we say this all the time. He's an 18-year-old kid. There's no reason to rush him up too quickly. I think one concern is, like you mentioned, if Aaron Hicks continues to struggle, I don't want the Yankees to feel like they have to call up Dominguez. They do have to remember they have a bunch of other outfielders in the minor league system that they could call on if Aaron Hicks continues to struggle. And even though we have been saying that we think Hicks is the path to Dominguez, that doesn't have to be the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think Hicks still has like 4 or 5 more years.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if, I think we'll see Dominguez before Hicks' contract is up. And I think once Dominguez gets here, it's the end of Aaron Hicks, whenever that may be.
I'd agree.
And I don't see him coming up and being his backup for like a season. I can't see that happening. It's either when he's up here, he's gonna be up here playing. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be this up and down with Clint Frazier and Michael King and all these. Like when he's up here, he's gonna be up here.
no,
And
yeah,
if
I
they
agree.
manipulate his service time, that's a whole
They
different
will.
conversation. Hopefully, by the time he gets up here, that gets handled.
They will. No,
Just
yeah.
yeah.
We'll see. But listen, regardless, he is going to be starting in extended spring training, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Definitely going to be fun to see clips and highlights that come out of
Mhm.
the extended spring camp. But that is going to wrap things up for us today. Everyone, be sure like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live before and after every single Yankees game this season. Also, we're going to stay on top of Jasson Dominguez all year too, so stay for that content. Everyone, be sure, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. Peace.